Tonight, we crack open Booker's, the Storyteller's Batch. Welcome to the show. Well, I finally got a Booker's. It took long enough, right? I don't know why I always kind of passed on it. Maybe because it was the funky box that it comes in, and I thought it was just overpriced. I was paying for the box, not good bourbon. Since I have been told I was wrong, and that Booker's, depending on the batch, can be mighty good, or as in the last batch, mighty fine. So we've got the 2023-04, which is the last of 2023. They call it the Storyteller's Batch, and it comes kind of a neat box. I mean, it's not fancy, but it is kind of neat that it comes in there. And the bottle actually is secured in there. I thought it would rattle around, but they actually do a good job keeping it in there. And then, of course, they got this rubber wax they put over it, and very nice presentation. And they give you a little card. I understand all of them come with this little card, and it tells you the story of the batch, and it's quite lengthy, so I won't go into it. But what I found was interesting was the Bookers always come from numerous warehouses, and the last batch, 2023-03, which was called Mighty Fine Batch, was a combination of 6 different warehouses, where this one is a combination of just 4. All right, while we're swirling it and letting it breathe a little bit, if you go to bookersbourbon.com, it'll tell you some more information about this Storyteller's Batch. They say that the aroma is robust vanilla and caramel notes, slightly smoky. I would say they're dead on. I do smell, they don't say anything about the proof. I did get the proof right up front, but yeah, caramel and vanilla, and it's a slightly smoky, and I would say slightly oaky. Taste, it says deep and complex flavors of vanilla, nuts, and oak. Pretty short. Bookers, could you give us a little more explanation? I bet you it's got more than that in it. Cheers. I'm really impressed now. I am getting a boatload of spices, nutmeg, vanilla, some cinnamon, and then peanuts. Man, it's like a payday bar. I mean, peanut heaven there. If you don't like peanuts, this may not be your jam. That peanut kicked in, and it was just like a mouthful of peanuts, but sweet, a little bit savory, and rich. Let's take another taste. That is very peanut forward, in a good way. I mean, if peanuts not your thing, maybe you should pass on this particular batch. But sweet and peanutty, brown sugar, caramel, vanilla, nutmeg, a little bit of pepper right on the tip of the tongue, but it goes away quick, and a very rich mouthfeel. It spreads evenly. Even at this proof, I get no burn on the back of the throat, and probably the first sip, I wasn't as careful as I am some high strength bourbons. I didn't take a really tiny sip. I took kind of a normal sip, and I got a nice Kentucky hug going on there. There's no about that. It rolled in slow and stays with me, and it's still there. It's nice. It doesn't drink its strength. I mean, 127, almost 128. Drinks more like, I'd say 110, 115 maybe. Doesn't drink any hotter than my Old Forester 1920. It really doesn't. But that taste, that caramel and vanilla and peanut, and I mean, the peanut doesn't hit you on the first second, but 2 or 3 seconds in, peanut heaven, peanut flavor all over inside. I mean, if I had a bar of chocolate, it would be a Reese's cup. It would be. You know, maybe I just need to dip a Hershey bar in there and call it my Booker's Reese cup. There you go. I am naming this batch the Booker's Reese cup. I didn't think about that ahead of time. I'm not that smart. Let's take one more sip and go to final thoughts. Final thoughts. Frickin' amazing. I mean, this, I was concerned that I overpaid for the Bookers. I think I paid just a little, I think it was like $109, which typically you see a lot of the Bookers around $99, so I may have overpaid by $10, maybe. What am I thinking now? I didn't overpay for it at all. This is delicious stuff. I forgot to talk about the finish. What do I always say? I'm always forgetting to talk about the finish. It says long and full, perfect for easygoing sipping. Well, that's not much of a description, Booker, but I would tell you my finish, it's moderate, not long. Baking spices, vanilla, the peanut flavor dissipates pretty quick, and you're left with more of a traditional bourbon, moderate finish, moderate lasting. It's good. It's not near as good as the palate. Man, the palate is a killer. I've never had a bourbon that had a peanut finish, and I know Jim Beam and there's a few other ones that seem to be peanut forward. This one's very peanut forward, but in a good way. I mean, I love the flavor of that. So what would I compare this to? I think the closest thing I have would be probably this Knob Creek single barrel. It's also a Jim Beam product, and at 120 proof, it's similar characteristics, but I can tell you this is much more flavorful and doesn't drink as hot as the single barrel does. This actually drank smoother. I used that word again, didn't I? Smooth. It's a smooth bourbon. It is a peanut heaven bourbon. So that boils down to our ranking system, 1 through 5, 1 being the highest. Go ahead and get it right now. Stop the video. 2, 5, drink it only if it's free. I will tell you that this is a number 1. I thought about it a little bit in the break, and the reason I say that is it seemed to come out late in the year. At least I didn't see the Storyteller's Batch until just recently. I still was looking at some places still have the Apprentice Batch, and a lot of places had the Mighty Fine Batch. I had not seen this a lot of places, and I think once it gets out how good it is. Some people think it's the best of the year. I can't tell you that because this is the only one I've ever had, but this is delicious. And if they're right, if this is the best Bookers of the year, it won't last long. Now, I don't think you should pay more than I paid for it. I paid $109 plus tax. I think generally you can find this anywhere between $100 or $110 and $100, give or take. I think that's a fair price, and I think you should buy it. If you know where it is, stop the video and go get it, because it's after Christmas by the time you're seeing this, which means it's probably already in short supply, and it won't last very long if it's still around. So stop the video, go get this bourbon. You can thank me later. This is a delicious addition to my Jim Beam collection. I don't know that I'm going to put it back in the box. I'll probably do something cool with the box, but it'll definitely go up on the shelf, and I might put it on the top shelf. I think it actually deserves a place on my top shelf. So please like this video, comment and share, and hit that subscribe button so we can grow the channel in 2024. And if you're a subscriber, please consider being a member and supporting this channel so we can bring you more content throughout the year and more delicious bourbon like this Booker's Storyteller's Batch. As always, never drink and drive. Please drink responsibly, and we'll see you next time.